the chosen one. You are designated for this modification. You will realize that this point in your life is not coincidental. It is a heavenly intersection. A spiritual change is occurring around you that is unlike anything you have ever experienced before. The signals have been subtle, the nudges gentle, and the environment surrounding you weird at times. But it has all been planned to get you here. You're not just going through time. You are going through a metamorphosis. You are being prepared for something remarkable, something that is profoundly linked with your true self. This modification is not external. It begins at the heart of your existence and spreads outward. It alters your ideas, your energy, your surroundings, and yes, the selected one. You will feel it as the transition accelerates. Watch this video till the finish. This message came into your life for a purpose. In the comments section below, write your fondest wishes along with the numeral 777. This is your opportunity to broadcast your frequency of belief into the cosmos. Your words have weight, and every true request you express becomes part of the energy that creates miracles. It may seem easy, yet the act of wishing aloud might open doors you had long forgotten about. I choose one like this video. If you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel. Let we begin. You have been selected not by popular opinion, but by divine will. Others may not get it. They could see something unusual about you, but they can't describe it. This is because what is occurring to you is not for show. It is sacrosanct. It is personal. It's quite strong. You've been designated for metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is never simple. It's not a single snap of the finger or a beautiful moment of unexpected grandeur. There is no selected one. It is frequently a breaking, reshaping, and yielding. It's the point at which you outgrow something that used to suit you wonderfully. It's when your spirit starts to want more. Even if your present reality hasn't caught up yet, you can't deny that you're not who you used to be, but you're also not totally who you're becoming. This is the in-between, and it is sacrosanct. You'll begin to feel distant from what formerly entertained you. Your soul does not tolerate loudness in the same manner. Surface-level talks will tire you. Shallow relationships will repel you because you're being called to greater things, such as clarity, purpose, and genuine identity. At times, the transformation will seem like an internal earthquake, a disturbance in your sleep, a sudden burst of inspiration, or a wave of unexplainable emotion. You will feel compelled to let go of stuff, even when things seem to be going well on the outside. You will leave what is no longer in alignment. Even if you are unable to completely articulate why, you'll start preserving your peace with unwavering resolve, because you now realize that serenity is power and your strength should not be squandered on anything that depletes what you're attempting to create. The chosen one. You have outgrown the time frame. Others attempted to shoehorn you into an energy level that was previously acceptable, but is no longer appropriate for your future. The fact is that you are not late. You're not lost. You're not broken. You are going through a transformation. Transitions bring with them stress. But here's some encouragement. This tension indicates that something new is about to happen. The more the restlessness, the nearer the release, the more misaligned your circumstances seem, the more aligned your soul becomes. Often, what seems to be chaos is really building. What seems to be perplexity is usually the shattering of the shell that has kept you back. You are inside the furnace. Yes, but you're being formed, not destroyed. This modification renders you unrecognizable to the previous version of you. And that is the purpose. You're not supposed to go back to who you were. You are supposed to progress beyond what you believe possible. And that decided shift is what has set you distinct. Separated for preparation, rather than punishment. You are being carved out of the mundane in order to live a meaningful life. Voice light and impact. You've been wondering, why do I feel so different? It's because your destiny demands a new you. You are no longer compatible with survival mode. You are entering your creative mode, command, and flow. And your frequency is increasing rapidly. This modification is not awaiting approval. It has been authorized by a higher authority. You may feel solitary, but do not mistake seclusion for abandonment in divine harmony. Sometimes you have to go alone before you can stand openly. You are being concealed, not forgotten, protected, and not punished. And while others seek noise, you are being taught to distinguish the voice of the Spirit, the whisper of knowledge, and the strength of stillness. So trust the season, even if it seems silent, even if it's hefty, even if no one notices your improvement, because your soul recognizes that something greater is at work, something you couldn't fully describe but can certainly feel. And the selected one represents confirmation. You do not need to explain the change to others. Not everyone will understand, and they do not need to. Your trip is not democratic. It is a magnificent design. You were not set aside to be understood. You were destined to become unstoppable. And what awaits you on the other side of this transformation will be worth every second of suffering. Keep listening, believing, and ascending. The transformation is taking place inside you rather than outside of you. When you feel like you're breaking, it's possible that you're really being created. And if you've been waiting for confirmation, this inner shift is true. This is it. Your transformation is magnificent. Your transformation is profound. Above all, your shift is vital. You're not behind. You are a magnificent creation. The selected one. The pain you experience is not a clue that you are doing anything incorrectly. It's an indication that you're being sculpted for something greater. You're in the hallowed cocoon of redefinition. And what you experience is more than simply emotional upheaval. It is a spiritual calibration. The entire essence of who you are is being rewritten with more weight, knowledge, and divine assignment than ever before. This is not the time to seek affirmation. It's time to safeguard disclosure. The clarity you are experiencing right now is completely protected. Everyone won't see what you see, and they shouldn't. You're the one with a blueprint. You are the one with a mantle. You are picked not by individuals, but by the mission itself. That sensation of urgency you have deep within. It is not anxiousness. It is the activation process. A cry from inside that refuses to let you settle for mediocrity. A holy irritation that awakens your soul whenever you settle for less. That is not pressure. It has the power to remind you of what you are carrying. You aren't like the others. You've always known that. But now, it is now evident. Everything around you is adjusting to fit what's going on in the relationship. Ships are developing or disappearing. Your tolerance is shifting. What used to gratify you is no longer nourishing your spirit. What was previously acceptable now seems like a prison. You're being pulled to alignment. You are being directed towards growth. And no, it will not always make sense. But your soul will see the truth before your head does. The spiritual influence on your life is evident. Even if you strive to fit in, your brightness takes you away. Even if you attempt to lower your voice, your presence speaks louder than words. That's what they say. Because you were not meant to shrink. You were not designed to second-guess yourself into silence. You were created to ascend to divine clarity and speak from the mountaintop. You were called to ascend. This is not a cosmetic alteration. It's not at the surface level. It is not for applause. It is for a realignment moment. You're becoming more in sync with your higher self. You no longer want to play it safe. You are ready to be real, and truth has been selected. One is disruptive. It cracks and lays apart. It addresses illusions. It requires honesty. Your spirit is weary of faking. I'm tired of shrinking to suit obsolete narratives. Tired of waiting for permission to become what it already is. It's meant to be. So you're on the verge of an irreversible rebirth. The old you has fulfilled its function. The new you is arising, not from arrogance, but from agreement. This adjustment may make others uncomfortable. Let them feel it. You are not responsible for their comfort. You are accountable for your calling. And your call is not casual. It carries fire. It carries freedom. It has the kind of truth that shakes atmospheres. You weren't picked to comply. You were picked for transformation. And that shift is already underway. You'll notice that certain items come off naturally. The spirit of the previous season will start to reject you since you no longer belong there. Doors that were previously open may now shut unexpectedly. People may draw away unexpectedly. Don't pursue. Do not cling. Do not question. What is fading away makes place for what is growing, which is royal. You've been hiding for a purpose. You were misunderstood for a reason. You have been delayed for a reason. Because the timing has to be correct. Not just in your surroundings, but also inside yourself. And you're now starting to see why it couldn't happen sooner. You needed to be stretched. You needed to be reinforced. You have to be distanced from everything that may jeopardize your future. Now that you've made this transition, it's time to focus on your inner world. You are the garden. Your ideas are the seeds. What you say will affect what you see. What you entertain will shape your experience. You must maintain your attention. Protect your peace. Protect your energy. Because the new level necessitates new bounds. You're being asked to live at a frequency that prioritizes stillness above noise. Solitude precedes turmoil. Purpose comes before people-pleasing. And sure, it may cost you popular deity, yet it will provide you tranquility. You are not supposed to live by the world's beat. You are designed to follow the divine beat. And it is this beat that will propel you beyond human rationality. Don't be startled if chances arise that seem too large for your present job. That is not an error. It is a mirror, a reflection of who you're becoming. This transition is more than simply preparing you for new opportunities. It gives you the power to move through them with confidence. You're no longer waiting for alignment. You are aligned in motion. The inward shift you are now experiencing will eventually materialize outwardly. Keep track of your behaviors as they change. Observe how your voice changes. Watch as your confidence becomes unshakable. You no longer respond to the world. Your surroundings are within your control. You have been granted spiritual authority, and it is now your responsibility to use it. The chosen one. You weren't designed to fit inside dysfunctional systems. You were not meant to play little. You were not designed to be average. You have the echo of grandeur in your bones. Your soul bears the stamp of fate. And now even you can't deny that you've changed. That's why the tension has been so palpable. That explains why you have been so emotionally sensitive. That's why your dreams have become more intense. You are not imagining things. You are awakened. And waking is uncomfortable at first, but it feels genuine. It has a raw vibe about it, and it feels sacred. Keep listening to your inner guidance. Keep showing up for yourself in the future. Keep walking. Even if your legs quiver, the road is being mapped out step by step. To proceed, you do not need to have complete knowledge of the map. You just need to believe that the change is working for you, not against you. You will feel this transformation in your bones, in your talks, in your choices, and most importantly, in your quiet, because something inside you has changed forever. And there is no going back. You are not simply being changed. You are being entrusted. The chosen one. This transformation is not only about how you feel. It all comes down to what you're willing to bear. The weight of knowledge, the cloak of clarity, and the accountability of heavenly power. Not everyone can handle it. However, you were picked because you can. This is why life has been heavier for you than for others. This is why your journey has not been like everyone else's. Because your task involves depth, which necessitates pressure. You've been through something that would have shattered others. Not because you were resistant to suffering, but because it was strengthening you. Every wound has become a gateway. Every setback, a setup. Every loss is a cleansing. You are not ascending because it is easy. You are rising because you were created in the flames. And the blaze no longer scares you. It stimulates you. The present transition is irreversible. you have already gone over spiritually. Even if your surroundings has not yet caught up, the outside world will soon begin to represent what the inner world has already claimed. You have undergone a lasting and dramatic transformation. Let go of your urge to explain. Some people may recall who you were, but not recognize who you have become. That is all right. Keep in mind that you are not supposed to persuade people. You are called to proceed. You are not asked to repeat. You are asked to ascend. This route does not need the approval of others. It merely demands your adherence to the truth. Everything that worked for you in your former identity will begin to fail. Old habits will fall flat. All wants will vanish. All dreams may disappear. That is because a new version of yourself has awoken. It also features updated instructions. Pay careful attention. The insight you seek is concealed inside your bravery. You must be willing to believe what you hear in the silence. You must move, even when the road seems foreign. Because the unfamiliarity is your evidence. You have reached the realm of becoming in this hallowed space. Becoming. There will be times of sadness. Yes, grief. Because you're discarding identities and releasing habits, letting rid of what formerly brought you comfort. You may miss the older version of yourself. The person who tolerated more and questioned less dreaded failure more than the truth. But the grief is complete. It's part of the transformation. Do not fight this melancholy when it occurs. Allow it to go through you. It's not a weakness. It has been released. Your soul is creating place for something bigger, stronger, and more heavenly. This path may seem lonely at times, but it is never without a purpose. Solitude is not the same as abandonment. It is an appointment. You are being encouraged to engage in a dialogue with destiny. Destiny talks quietly, not loudly. You must learn to hear in silence what others cannot detect in tumult. This is why you are set aside. Not to isolate you, but to recalibrate you. Your alignment is more crucial than the attachments. You're being taught the divine art of surrender. The heavenly strategy of quiet is the inexorable power of inner awareness. You'll start to notice signs everywhere. Conversations that seem like confirmation. Numbers that line up. Words that elicit an emotional response. Dreams that seem more authentic than reality. Pay attention. These aren't coincidences. These are coordinates. God is communicating, and you are now in a position to listen clearly. The more you submit, the more you will get. And as you let go, you will ascend. This is the paradox of divine change. It depletes you before it lifts you. But the rise will occur. And when it happens, you'll realize you weren't being punished. You were being positioned. There is a reason why your soul is growing more sensitive. You are being schooled in discernment. You're being taught how to sense energy, discern intents, and discover frequencies that others miss. Because not everything will be able to make it there. Not everyone can follow. Not all invitations will come from the divine. You will need to detect beyond what is seen. You aren't becoming weaker. You're growing sharper. Your gentleness is your strength. Your empathy is your weapon. Your sensitivity is a gift, not a weakness. You are being fine-tuned to navigate with your spirit. First, not your eyes. This transformation unleashes power. You were unaware that you had a power that sprang from surrender rather than struggle. You are not being urged to strive harder. You are being urged to trust more deeply. You are not being summoned to pursue. You are being called to align. Because when you are in harmony, what is intended for you will recognize you, reach for you, and stay with you. This is what it means to be set apart, to walk with unseen certainty, to move in holy rhythm, and to take a stride forward. Even when the world says, stand still, to know when to speak, when to rest, when to relocate, when to remain motionless. This is wonderful timing. In motion, and it is now living within you. Don't be shocked if your surroundings begins to seem weird. That is not an issue. It is prophesied. It signifies you have outgrown the previous frequency. You're not meant to fit anymore. You're meant to feel enormous, deep, chilly, and strange. Because you are. That is the indication. You are finally ready. What are you ready for? For the genuine deal. A life that reflects your spirit. The relationships that represent your truth, the opportunities that correspond with your values, the experiences that speak your language, and the reality that not only looks beautiful, but also feels right. Your atmosphere is shifting. Your voice is changing. Your remarks are beginning to hold weight. Not because you are attempting, but because you have become. This is the power of divine change. It does not need performance. It merely demands being present. So remain present. Chosen one in the solitude, stillness, shedding, and rising. Because even if it seems like nothing is occurring, it is. The transformation is slight yet irreversible. The transformation is imperceptible but irreversible.